Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm DeAndre.
Two steps back, one step forward. I'm Javante. What's up, guys?
And this is Dre and Jay. And we're here today to give you guys our spoiler review of The Black Phone. Yes. I mean, we're not doing any non-spoiler because this movie has been out for 2 weeks now.
We're late. Sorry, guys.
Saw it late in theaters. So The Black Phone is a movie. It's a thriller/horror movie. Directed by Scott Derrickson. Scott Derrickson, if you're familiar with him, he directed the first Doctor Strange movie, and as far as horror, he's directed The Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister, both great horror films, by the way.
Sinister having Ethan Hawke also.
Yeah, so there's a connection with that, and also the other guy, James Ranson, who played the brother, is from Sinister as well. So yeah, The Black Phone, it's about this small town in Colorado where a lot of children have been disappearing. And the only lead in the case is that there's this guy that people have been calling, or kids call, the Grabber, that has been abducting these kids. The Grabber played by Ethan Hawke's character, really spooky. So he ends up kidnapping this boy, and it's basically like a kidnap story, one of those kidnap movies.
So kidnap / overcoming fear and finding the will within to survive.
Yeah, and then this movie adds a supernatural element with that which works. With the boy being able to communicate with the telephone with the past victims of the Grabber.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it. You want to start off?
I'll let you start. I'll do it.
So I really like this film. So we start off, and you get right away like a vibe of like 70s, 80s. Like it doesn't have to explain it. It doesn't. They do try to explain by telling you like Texas Chainsaw Massacre on like out and stuff like that. So they try to explain to you that this is what time period this is. But they do a great job with the visuals of how they dress and how they talk and the music in the background times. Mm-hmm. They do a great job with it, and I think the setting for this movie is perfect for its timing because. You look at the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s, you had these killers like the LA Strangler, you had Ted Bundy,
John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, you had all these killers that nobody really had a view of what they looked like, just like because nobody had no technology at the time, so everyone just word of mouth. So I think this film works perfectly this time. So I'm glad I didn't go with like today's time because today's time wouldn't work with technology just like that. It wouldn't make as much sense and wouldn't be as scary because you would be like, okay, well, you can take a picture or there'd be like somebody would have some kind of info,
traffic cameras, all that.
Yeah. So like this time period just works perfectly with the 70s. And the way this film does the beginning, it starts off, it's so eerie. Because we see this scene with the baseball, we see the playing baseball, and there's a kid talking to a woman. He's like, "Yeah, hey, you almost got me. You did good." And you see this kid is driving down the street with his bike, all cool, talking to the girls, stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, like a couple streets down, you see the black van pull up, and they don't show you him coming out the van to get him. You see him right, you see the black van, and you see like it goes pitch black, it goes straight dark, it just turns dark, it fades to dark. And you're like, oh shit, and it's eerie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And seeing the missing post, but go ahead, I'll just go and get some in too. That's why my first thoughts.
And then, like, as far as the introduction of some of these characters, I thought that was one of the best things for this movie. I thought the characters were really well established. The performances were great. I think the child actors, I think did an amazing job, especially the brother and sister. I don't know the actors by their specific names, but I think they did a phenomenal job, especially the sister. I think she
was amazing.
She was amazing. There's she's kind of like the bridge in this film as far as connecting the dots because
Madeline McGraw.
Okay.
And the boy's name is Mason Thames. Mason Thames. Yeah, Mason
or something. Yeah. Shout out to you guys both. You guys did amazing. So yeah, the girl serves as like kind of like the bridge in the story because she pieces everything together. She's able to see things in her dreams that connect to the killers in the past, or not the killer, but the past, his past victims, and including a potential victim with her brother as well. And her dad doesn't like her having those dreams, and there's a point in the movie where like he's spanking her and shit, and that's when I was like, okay, she's giving an amazing performance because I'm like. She kind of reminded me of me back when I was getting my ass whooped back in the day.
Well, also shout out to the director also because I think he did a great job Scott Derrickson, you said, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Scott Derrickson. He did an amazing job with making a scene that was so eerie. I remember when he talked about the film before it came out, he had talked about like a scene in the movie that at first he had planned a little bit differently, and then they said like, oh, I'm gonna be a little too much, and he still wanted to push the boundary and make like kind of like we're like uncomfortable with it, so he ended up doing it behind the table. But it works so perfect because you really do feel eerie. It's like, oh, but you feel eerie before that because when you see the kids at the stair table at the morning table and the boy slurp up the cereal, his dad looks at him kind of like, you can tell the dad like kind of annoyed and he don't want to hear that shit. And you see a daughter come down and she opens the bread thing and makes noise and she just looks like, and everyone's like, oh, and he's like, sorry, Dad. And he's like, he doesn't say anything.
Their dad kind of puts you on edge a little bit.
Yeah, I love that.
You see him as this drunk alcoholic.
But you don't know he even beats his kids yet. Yeah. Or like he spanks his kids like that. You don't know anything about it. You just can tell like there's something there. So when the spanking scene happens, you see the boy wake up like, oh, I hear it. You hear them spanking, you're like, oh, she's getting her ass whooped. But I love that they did that scene because it made sense. Also, it's the 70s, so they were whooping asses back then, like a little bit differently than they do today. But also it works because I feel like the father in this movie, you would think that after that, oh, he gotta be an asshole, he gotta be a dick, he gotta be a bad guy. But I love the way they explain why the father does what he does and why his reasoning is. I love that scene when like him and the girl are talking after the brother's been missing. She talks to her. She's scared to talk to her dad about the dream. So she talks to her dad and tells him, like, can I talk to you, Dad? He's like, you're sitting there with them. And it's kind of eerie. You're like, oh, when she says, I want to talk about the dream thing. Because at first he's like, oh, yeah, what have you got? What's wrong? And she says, I want to talk about the dreams. And you think like, oh, he's finna hit her or some shit. Like, I'm like, oh, he's finna hit her or something like that. I don't think he's gonna be cool with that. But she talks to him about it, and he explains to her why he doesn't like that. Because her mom did the same thing, but she ended up committing suicide. He led her to suicide, so he didn't want her daughter to be the same way. So it made sense. So I was like,
it's more of he's scared rather than
he's using fear. Yeah, his methods may not be the best, but the reason for why he's doing it is not because he just wants to hurt his kids or because he's always drunk, because he lost his wife to suicide. So he just worried about his daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that worked for me. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's a different take than we're used to. Because usually the dad's an asshole, and then that's it. You want to kill him or some shit.
And it also helps like paint them, like as far as the brother and sister and how their relationship is, that they're there for one another, because immediately after she gets
love that scene.
They're watching TV together,
she puts her head on his shoulder. Yeah, puts her head on his shoulder and stuff like that. It was a great scene.
Yeah,
loved it.
And then even when the brother's getting bullied and getting beat up, the sister comes in with a fucking rock and deaths one of the fucking bullies.
I thought she killed that motherfucker. Yeah. That motherfucker was just bleeding.
That motherfucker was just
she got her shit rocked too, so I hit her ass too. But it was you really believe the relationship between them two, like they were really close. You could really tell like they were there for each other. Even though they had their dad, it was really just the two of them taking care of each other. Like even when they separate to go, like she go to her friend, he'd be like, okay, you gotta take care of dad tonight. Don't eat all ice cream. It's cute. It's still it worked like, oh, okay, like, you can tell her siblings, like that's some sibling stuff. So they had a great bond, great relationship in the film. It worked. I believed it. But even also to add to child characters, even the side characters, like the characters that we see before the kidnapping, or so like, I like those characters. Like the way I defended him from getting beat up, I liked him. I thought he was cool for the moments he was there. So I think everybody did a great job in his performances. I don't think anybody was bad. I love the scene when she's cussing out the detectives in the office. That was funny. It was kind of funny because the words she uses, like words like that must be some 70s type stuff, but it works. You know what I mean? It's cool. So that's another thing I liked about this film.
Yeah, same here.
Ethan Hawke.
The Grabber. The Grabber.
I've said it. I think he will be iconic. I think this is an iconic horror character. I've said it. Y'all disagree with me at first.
I did. I'm not even gonna lie.
What made you change your mind? Go ahead and tell me what made you change your mind.
Well, no, just like one.
We had to research.
One, it just depends on how you view icon. Like as far as like what level you're putting him in. Because like I when you were saying like, oh man, well you said Michael. I don't know if you were actually comparing him to Michael, but you brought up like, oh he said that name.
No, I brought Jeepers Creepers.
I still don't think he's Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers ain't on Michael Myers and Jason's level.
But there's like tiers. Jeepers Creepers like
he's on tier 2 with that.
I don't think the Grabber's on tier 2. He's
probably tier 2.
He's like tier 3.
He's a tier 2.
He's like a tier 3.
The Smiley, the clown, the Terrifier from the Terrifier. He's a tier 2. Tier 2. That was like those are tier 2 type characters.
I don't know. The Grabber seems more like a tier 3.
He's a tier 2, bro.
I feel like the Grabber to me is like on. Here's where I would put Christian Bale's Psycho. He's on that level.
I think Psycho's a tier 2 character.
Psycho is a tier 2.
Yes. Even if you want to say just one movie, he's still a tier 2. Yes, I definitely agree. Right. But they might like this also. This is the first horror character we've had since when? We never had a horror character that wasn't from Michael Myers or Scream reboot. No reboots. Just straight new horror characters created. That was actually a character. Not no he's a damn demon or no damn other shit. Just a real human being.
I guess Vince Vaughn and Freaky.
And that was still supernatural in a way. But that I'll give you that. That's it. But, and that time and that movie's good. But Vince Vaughn, I'm not considering that nigga no classic character. Come on now. You can't name any.
Hold on.
Because all we get is Conjuring. I love those movies. Insidious, the Paranormal Activities. We get those shits. We don't really get no real horror characters that we can say, oh, like as a human being.
I can't come up with any right now, but...
So I'm saying, you rarely get these. But I think his name is cool. The Grabber, it's scary. It's freaky, it's scary. Also, the way he looks. He has an iconic look. I think the black balloons, the tall hat, the mask, and a different kind of mask he wears, I think is dope. And I think he was scary. The fact he doesn't have a backstory, I love that about him too, because they don't really explain why he does what he does. He just does it, which makes him more intimidating and more scary, because when you don't have a backstory and you just kill people just to do it, it makes you scarier.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Shit, what was Psycho's backstory? What was Christian Bale's American Psycho backstory? That motherfucker was a rich ass, good looking, money making, got all the women in the world, motherfucker. But still, he want to cut bodies in the bathroom.
Yeah, it works. It works. It works. It works from time to time to some characters. Some characters, they need a backstory.
Well, if you're gonna do multiple movies of a character, you definitely need a backstory. Probably.
Yeah.
Like a Jason needs a backstory. Michael, they need backstories, of course. But
yeah, if you're
those characters have.
If this is a one-off, then yeah, you probably don't need a backstory. I mean, I was fine with it.
But even Michael's backstory is very limited on what you get.
Yeah. So
over time, you got more, but when it first came in '87, I mean,
yeah. Plus, I mean, it kind of leaves like an interpretation for the, it leaves it for the audience to interpret how exactly the
mental health, because he kind of like, like you said, he's kind of like seemed like his bipolar or something like that. We don't know.
Like I don't know if he had dissociative identity disorder or a split split personality, because like the way that he would have different masks, like maybe each mask represents a personality, or there was one point in the movie where like his mask gets knocked off and he's freaking out about it, so like I don't know, like maybe there's something tying into that, but they had never said it.
It's like the Michael thing,
but it's like you can assume,
it's like Michael when the mask comes off. Yeah, no, for sure. The grab I think is gonna be iconic. Ethan Hawke did an amazing job.
Very chilling and creepy, terrifying performance.
Because he doesn't do anything that makes you. And what almost makes it creepy is like he doesn't do anything that's like, oh man, like he's very like calm, quiet. The only moment he really yells is when he tells them don't fucking say a word when he has a knife to his throat. I would have yelled when he runs out the house.
You would have yelled?
When he had a knife to my throat, fuck, that's my best chance. If he cuts my throat, he kills me there. If I go back to that basement, I'm dead anyway.
That is true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. Before that. And I told this nigga during the movie, I whispered to him. But when the boy is like walking out and the guy, and he's sleeping, the driver's sleeping in the chair and shit, and he's over here trying to put the fucking lock in. Right when he's walking past him, I still got that damn sharp ass pin. I would have just jabbed him in his fucking throat.
You have to jab him literally multiple times.
Okay.
And you gotta hope he doesn't out muscle. This is also a 10-year-old kid.
Okay.
You gotta hope he doesn't.
I'll get like 2 jabs in. By that time, he's losing a lot of blood.
You gotta make sure you get the veins. You gotta make sure you get veins. Yeah, make sure you get veins first.
Or maybe just jab him and, drag that shit down.
That's too... Motherfucker, this motherfucker wakes up and grabs your arm. You're not getting the rest of that jab off. This is a 10-year-old kid. This ain't a grown-ass man. Yeah. I get what you're trying to say, though.
All I'm saying is, I feel like I would rather take my...
And how you know he was really asleep? He could have been... The motherfucker probably could have thought, oh, the motherfucker really woke. He just waited for me to do some stupid shit.
Well, I mean, he waited for that motherfucker to walk out the house.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I would rather wait for him. I would rather stab him than me trying these, because he didn't even know the fucking lock combination. He had to do that shit multiple times.
Well, he knew the numbers. He knew how they work. He knew it was like a 20 or a 2 or a 0.
Exactly. So why would I take the? I don't know. I wouldn't have took that chance. That's just me. I would have just tried to kill the motherfucker right then and there. Hey, if he kills me, he kills me. But I feel like the suspense in the movie, especially the jump scares. Now the jump scares
limited, but do a great job.
I feel like maybe they could have added maybe 1 or 2 more to really put the icing on the cake. But it was still good. Like I would rather a movie miss a few jump scares rather than overdoing it. I think that's just me.
No, I agree. I think a movie can have jump scares. I think when you rely on jump scares to make the movie scary, that's when you have a problem. This movie, Blumhouse, Johnny said last, he said when we watched him, he said the Blumhouse new intro is dope. You can tell the motherfuckers they don't really got like, they like that now. Blumhouse does a great job with their products first, so I forgot to even say at the beginning. Like, Blumhouse does great horror. They've done a great job with the horror, just content in general. Jason Blum's done a great job over there. But I think with Blumhouse, they've done a great job of just telling stories. They don't just give you horror just to give you horror. They actually tell stories within their horror movies. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what movie you look at, even that new show they have on Shudder, I think it was Shudder. They just tell great stories with their movies, which I'm loving. So I think that's why this movie is able to come in and people can say, "Oh, I enjoyed it." It's not now. Look, this movie's not gonna. If you're thinking this movie will come in here, you're going to this movie and say, "Oh, I'm scared." It doesn't scare you all the time. It's not gonna do that. It's more of an eerie feeling. You know what I mean? It's more thriller, but eerie feeling. Like this could actually have happened. Like this kind of stuff was happening in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And it's eerie, you know what I mean? So it works. And it's kids, so you know it makes it even worse because like, oh, you're watching this guy's taking kids away. It ain't like he's taking grown adults. Like it ain't Hostile where he's just cut up adults and stuff. Like this man taking kids.
It's like an unsettling feeling because of, you know, like even when the boy in the first boy in the beginning, like they start showing like a montage clip of like his childhood.
I love that
him
too.
Growing up, and I'm just like, oh, like
great job.
It really makes you feel for these characters that like, oh my god, like
all of them did that for, right? Because the sister sees it in her dreams. Great job of doing that also because it makes you care. It makes those characters, even though they're dead, they're still relevant because you're hearing these stories. You're found because they don't remember like in the thing. They don't remember who they are because they're all dead. They're like, I don't remember who I am. Oh, that's who I was. Because they kind of get out signal like, oh, you have your arm, or no, he's talking about the arm and stuff like that, but like he doesn't know his name.
Yeah.
But I love that. I think those characters actually play a real factor in the film even after they're dead, and I love how they showed them as kids, like they're like babies and stuff like that. Like that's great. I think it all worked, and the daughter having those visions was cool too, because like the visions are like they're fucking with her. Because she knows that this stuff might be low-key real, but she's like, oh, that could just be dreams. It could just be dreams. But when it comes to her brother, it's like, oh, fuck, I need these visions. I need to see this. You know what I mean? She's pleading to God, like, Jesus, please help me. I love those scenes also. It's funny.
And she said, what the fuck, Jesus?
Yeah, like, what the fuck, Jesus?
Oh, man. She was good, bro. Honestly,
she was amazing.
I really think that she should get the McKenna Grace treatment. You all know McKenna Grace has been in a child actor growing up now, but, like, she's been in a lot of shit from Young Sabrina and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Ghostbusters.
Surprised you said the Millie Bobby Brown treatment.
Yeah, that too. I mean, either one. Like, I feel like she can go places because she put in a really amazing performance in this film. So I hope to see more of her in future films, especially horror.
We definitely will because she was amazing. And she's just funny. She steals the show. The comedy in this film, there's comedy in certain moments. It works. It's not overdone. They do a great job with that. It has, you know. It kind of has that. If you like the Halloween type of like, I don't know if you guys, if you've seen Halloween, you know how like Blumhouse kind of had like these, they had like small like, oh, I got peanut butter on my penis, or so like the small little jokes, but like funny, but it's not like overdone. We're like, okay, it's taking me out of the movie. You still know like this is a horror film. I love that they did that great in this film as well.
Yeah. As far as the directing style, actually like 3 films that kind of I took into account while watching. I was thinking of 2 of them, or one of them, Scott Derrickson was. Sinister, because I feel like with the film reels and all that, like how they did that, that was kind of that plus It, because I did get It vibes from the chapter 1
and everything else,
Missing Kids, and another one I would say was Prisoners. I think those 3 kind of combine and make this movie. That's what I kind of feel.
Yeah, I would add in there. I get some Halloween vibes. Halloween, it gave me Halloween vibes because of the setting. I know it's not Illinois, but like the fall leaves, the kids walking, like the grabber's like around, but like he's like stalking in a way, just seeing. But like it felt a little bit like Halloween too, like when the kids, like when Laurie Strode are walking home in high school and stuff like that. It just kind of felt like that a little bit too, because you never knew what was going to happen. So I love that also. I agree with what you said. I like the paranormal stuff they do in this actually works for me. Cause I didn't know if it was gonna work when I first saw the trailer. Like, I don't know, bro. I thought it was gonna be just straight this, and the dude talking the phone talking. They talking the phone and stuff. Phone unplugged. I don't know if I was gonna work, but it does work because it's not overdone either. Like even the way they show the kids like as ghosts, he doesn't see the kids like we see the kids. It's like he'll be talking and we'll see the kid behind him in like the shadow or something like that. And I love
even when the kid's talking, like you see his mouth moving, but the audio is still coming from the phone because, as you know, it's him talking through the phone.
But you know what else they did that? They did that also in The Conjuring 2. They did that. The one and I love how they did there because it was creepy because when they have the daughter with the water in her mouth. As the lights come off, you see her and the dude starts talking, but as the dude keeps talking, you start seeing more of him over her, like overcasting. You see his shadow and stuff like that. So they did a great job with that film also. So it kind of reminded me of that, which worked though. It was great. The pacing of this movie, I thought the pacing was fine. Like, I was locked in all the time, bro. I was on edge every moment. Yeah, not even just for like my jump scares, just like on edge about the story, like what's gonna happen next.
It was throughout because of how it's shot, the way the camera angles are. You always think that something's just gonna pop out around the corner. Like there were times where the boy was on the phone, which another thing, I don't know why the fuck, if he's going to answer the phone and talk to it, I don't know why you're not turning and facing the door so you can see if he's coming.
Well, remember, they said that the grabber hears the phone, but he doesn't want to believe he hears the phone.
I know, but I'm saying, if I'm the boy, I'm still going to be talking on the phone and just making sure, like, hey, I'm looking
Well, I mean, he does
at
at times, but
he has his back, he has his face turned towards the wall, like, the grabber could be right behind, and that's like, why I was on the edge of my seat, because every time he was talking on the phone, I'm over here thinking, I wonder if this motherfucker is behind, like, he just secretly opened the door, is behind him, and just waiting for this motherfucker to hang up the phone.
Oh, the same thing.
And even when, like, he's unlocking the door, I'm thinking the grabber's right behind him. Like, it's just showing, like, this one camera angle. I'm like, fuck, I wonder if you literally put on the face front camera angle, will he be standing right behind?
But I think that's the cool thing that they did also with this film. Like I had the same feeling. I think that's the cool thing because we got so used to seeing that in horror films where we get this like it's like he wasn't behind there. Okay, let me turn around. And then he's right there, something like that. We got so you said. So when you don't get that, they give you something different. It's like, oh shit, I was expecting that, but it's different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not the casual like, oh, I know that's coming. I knew that was coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it works. But I was the same way in the movie theater.
No.
But yeah, I love the psychotic part about like how he hears the phone too, but he doesn't want to believe he hears the phone. For some reason, I give me like a little bit of feel like maybe he has guilt for what he's doing, but he keeps on doing it, which makes him even more evil in a way. Yeah. Because they say he hears the phone, but he doesn't think he hears the phone. So that's kind of crazy.
And then he hears it finally at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The motherfucking kids on his ass. Oh, okay, let's go. Also, wait, damn, so much to touch on.
Here's my one complaint I have about the movie, and it's just the brother. The guy's brother who happens to live with him finally uncovers all this shit, and I know you've mentioned this, like, hey, that's the scary thing about it. It's like, oh, it's someone you know,
exactly.
And, like, you never know. It's your own.
Look at John Wayne Gacy. His wife didn't know.
Yeah, but see,
Ted Bundy's girlfriend didn't know. She called the damn police, just saying, oh, it might be him. I don't think it's him.
Okay, and that's fair. Like, I could believe that, but then also the fact that, like, if you had it where like the brother was the one who was going out most of the time, like he had work, he was going in and out of the house, I could believe that because, like, hey, he's too busy, he wouldn't notice this shit. But the fact that this man is literally, because the cops show up at the house and it's the brother who answers the door, and he's over here trying to help the police and telling them like, hey, I think the killer's doing this, doing that. So it's like, how can you be obsessed with this damn case over here, like pinpointing the killer and everything? There's been reports that this man drives a black van, and you don't notice none of this shit.
But there's no actual reports out. They think that it wasn't the kid told me that they might drive the black van or something. Oh, the black balloons. Yeah, black balloons. Black balloons.
But I heard that wasn't it the parents or no? But I don't know.
I don't know who said about the black
either way, still the fact that you have been obsessing over this thing and you don't even know it's happening right in front of you.
Well, also think about it. This man. Also, the cops didn't believe me when he was coked up. He also was doing drugs. He said, "Fuck." He's coked up.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's on drugs. I'm not saying the cops believe. I'm saying
no, but I'm saying in general, he's on the influence, and then also the motherfucker sitting there on the couch watching TV, snoring coke all day. He may have a theory and have his thoughts of, oh, it's gotta be here, but he's coked up also. Yeah. And also think about it. I'm also saying this. I'm not. I think you have a good point, but also this is how I looked at it. That's his brother. If I was over here just living my life and I was low key having the basement bodies in the basement, you ain't gonna go in there and say, "Oh, that's Javante doing that." You would never think that. Cause I'm your brother. You're like, "That my brother would never do nothing like that. He can't kill no kids and shit like that. He ain't capturing kids." You would never think that about your own family.
I don't know if I was obsessing over this case.
You still wouldn't think that.
I was looking up the details.
You would not think that you were.
And I'm over here plotting where this motherfucker lives.
You would not. You still, even if you thought maybe it could be him, you'd be like, "It can't be my brother, bro." Because even the brother wasn't doing anything. He acted weird, but he wasn't doing anything like out of the normal for what the brother said. Like, he was going to work and so like.
And if there was a place,
he was still going to work.
Okay, if there was a place in the house where it was completely locked off and y'all like, I never been down there before, I would question it.
Bullshit. Like, no bullshit.
Like,
okay, so if you're visiting somebody else's home and there's a certain place they have a basement, they don't want you go up and down their attic. They don't want you going down there. You're going to go down to somebody else's attic. You don't live there. He's visiting his brother.
If I knew there were killings happening,
you were not going to do that.
No, I'm not going down there. Fuck no. But I'm gonna be suspicious about. I'm gonna tip off the police. I'm gonna be like, hey man,
DeAndre, stop, DeAndre, stop.
Bro.
How many times you go up in the attic?
What are you talking about?
How many times you go up in the attic?
I don't go up in the attic because I just don't like going up in the attic.
Okay, say I have bodies up there, but you ain't gonna go look.
Motherfucker, what?
My point is,
what I'm trying to say though, but are there kids missing?
Say there's kids missing in the area, right?
Yes.
Close where we live. And you're going to the ad, go look, see, maybe Javante got the key. Maybe Javante's the one doing this. You're not going to do that.
Yes!
You're a damn liar. You wouldn't. You'd be like, that's my brother. My brother ain't doing that shit, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's made it more scary because think about Ted Bundy's girlfriend.
She didn't know shit. She wasn't up to date.
They gave the fucking description what he looked like, and she finally called in to say, oh, it might be him. I don't think it's him, though. It might be him.
Actually, she gave up the description like one of the first nights.
She gave him the description, and she said she didn't think it was him, though. She didn't say it's him. She said, it might be. I don't think it's him. They said it wasn't him. At first, they didn't think it was him. They said, that can't be him. Yeah. But my point is, the people you live with, you're not going to think they're the person that did it. She rode with that man how long till he actually told her, I actually did do the shit. She was still sticking by him. Okay. You're not going to believe your loved ones did something like that. That gruesome.
Okay. Well,
that's all I'm saying. I get what you're trying to say, but I'm saying, if you look at those stories from like the 80s or the 70s or the 90s, those spouses, those family members didn't believe what their family was really doing. They didn't believe that shit was really happening. So even if you have suspicion that, I think Javante might be the killer, you're still not going to act on it and say, I think my brother's the killer, because you're not going to be like, it can't be. Kind of how Padme was with Anakin. It can't be killing younglings. It can't be doing this. You're wrong.
Well, that's just me.
It's called that's family. You're not going to do that. You're going to route your people. And you might be a snitch ass nigga, but most of us are around their people.
Then you should know.
Don't
murder nobody.
But I had no problem with his brother being suspicious because his brother was like, hey, think about it, how's his brother? You ain't gonna smell it. It ain't like you can smell the smell because their bodies in the other side.
Right in the other bit.
That's what I'm saying. So all you want to see, there's no noise coming from the house. Think about it, if you're visiting somebody's house and you be playing, say you got the Madden. Yeah, I'm over here snoring coke, playing Madden, chilling. I'm not doing anything. I got kids in the basement. You can't hear shit because the fucking walls are sealed. You can't hear shit. So what the fuck you want me to go down there and look for? Think about it from that mindset. If you're visiting your friends and you're just chilling, bro, they got this shit don't make no noise.
That's visiting a friend. This is a person that actually lives
there.
No,
he doesn't. He was visiting his brother. He doesn't live there full time. Okay, so if you stayed at my house and you don't live here, you're just visiting out of town, you're coming in to visit, and you playing Madden, chilling. My rooms are barrier downstairs. You can't hear shit anyway, so there's no kids yelling help. You can't hear that shit. Now, if you heard something, did I hear that? You can't hear anything, though.
Okay, well, either way,
that's what I'm saying.
I just didn't like it. That's me. I didn't like it.
I feel you.
I thought they added that in just maybe, and especially with him finding it at the end, I just thought they added that just to present an on-screen kill because, let's face it, that was the only on-screen kill in that movie.
I mean, it could have been, I don't know. I think it felt like the theme of, like, serial killers that are like the people you least expect. I think that was the theme what they were going for. You know what I mean?
I didn't think it was needed, but hey, to each its own on that.
Yeah, but another thing I liked, I liked the last fight scene between him and the boy. I thought the boy was very I thought the creativity of the boy was dope. I like that. And I like that. I like one thing I did like that I'm glad they did. I was worried. I was like, please don't. They actually killed him. I love that. I'm glad they didn't say, he survived, or I was worried that they're gonna bring the body. He was like, the boys will come out of the house. Mm-hmm. I was worried about two things. So first, I thought maybe they're gonna shoot the boy when he comes out. It's like they're gonna see the boy, they're gonna shoot the boy accidentally. That's what I first thought.
That's where your mind was.
Well, you know, sometimes in horror movies, they accidentally killed the wrong person. Oh fuck. Because the boy, think about it, nobody's making no noise. The boy wasn't making no noise. I'm like, what if he comes upstairs and they don't think they just shoot first? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought first. Second off.
The boy was white.
Oh,
he was going to survive.
Shut the hell up.
They wouldn't have shot first.
Shut the hell up. Secondly, I thought they're going to go in there and the boy, the grabber is not going to be there. He's going to be going he's where's he at? He's gone. And I did not want that. I was like, no, you crack this man's neck, kill him. It'll be over. And I love that they did. I love that they killed him. They ended it. Great. Perfect. I hate sometimes when they do that because then it changes the character completely. They would have kept him alive, it would have bothered me because I'll be like, okay, well, now he's supernatural or something.
Yeah.
So them killing him made me feel like it made it more eerie because he's a human. He actually is a regular person.
That's how I felt.
No supernaturals.
That's how I felt about Halloween Kills. But
that's different. Michael Myers not he's supernatural. Yeah. They told you he was supernatural. Yeah, that's insane.
How the first movie was, it made it seem.
What you mean? He can still get his limbs blown off. The motherfucker didn't die. Yeah. He's got his limbs blown. Bro was sitting there in the fire just chilling, bro.
Hey. He was sheltering first. The fire would have came down. He would have died. But
he sat in the fire for a little before he started sheltering. But still, the man he got his fingers blown off, and that was it. Motherfucker still survived everything else.
There was actually a line in the trailer where I wasn't in the movie.
To get off the phone.
Yeah. I was expecting that.
Yeah, me too. I was worried about that the whole time. I was wondering. That's why I thought he was gonna pop up on him one time on the phone. I was waiting for that.
I don't know why they had it in the trailer, but not the movie.
It's been a couple days since I've seen the movie, but I gotta rewatch it again. Was there really a score that you felt like when he came on screen? Not that it was needed.
Did he have a specific?
Did he have a specific score? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did, but I think the score in general was great.
Yeah. I'm talking about did he popped. You know, like certain. Yeah, you know, like certain like the killer usually pops. He has like his own like little score, but it worked. It was still great. The film's a good movie, man. I would really definitely recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it yet. If you've seen it, you know how great it was. If you liked it, but great job by them, man. For me, it's a 9 out of 10. But also, guys, don't forget. Now, I do rate horror movies. I've always said I rate horror movies on a lower scale because for me, a C-list horror movie can still be fun and enjoyable. So I rate horror movies at different levels. So for me, this is a 9 out of 10 because this was a solid horror film. I would definitely watch again. And Blumhouse, man, I trust in Blumhouse. They do a great job with their horror movies.
Yeah, same here. I agree. 9 out of 10. This is a in our usual scale.
I think I'm ready to say this might be the best horror movie of the year.
Over
well, we got still Nope.
We still got Nope. We
got
still
Halloween.
Got
I don't know what else we got popping.
X just came out.
X was great. I liked X, but this is also its own thing. X was a remake, but X was an amazing movie. Excellent remake, by the way. We did a review on it if you haven't checked it out. If you haven't seen it, it's out now. But
we have a Smile that comes out.
Smile's gonna be cool, but I don't think Smile would be black. I don't think it would be.
The Invitation, I think.
That's the one, Dracula, the vampire one.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I think this
Barbarian.
It's either gonna be this or Halloween. I think Nope Loki has kind of lost me a little bit with the trailers. I kind of seen too.
They gave too much.
I'm kind of well. I mean, that might be wrong. That might be some complete opposite of what they're really doing. But it is for me. Like so far, I haven't been as hyped as I thought it would be. But as we get closer, I'll probably be more into it. But I think for me, it's gonna be Halloween or Black Phone. But I think this one might get the dub still of that because it's just gonna be more new and creative. I think a little different, but. This might be the best horror movie. I'm not going to say it yet because we got time. We got some more horror movies. But I think this might be my number one when it comes out of it this year.
Yeah, I can definitely agree on. I can agree on that.
Shout out Ethan Hawke, man. Did his thing on this, man.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing film. It keeps you on the edge throughout, on the edge of your seat. Suspenseful. The score puts you in that suspenseful thrill ride as well. So performances are great. This is an amazing film. So
I'm curious how many people do the grabber for Halloween. I don't think the costume's that tough to do. You get the mask, you get the dong hat, and the black balloons in the all black suit. I mean, pretty much like you good. You could really do an outfit like that. So I'm curious to see how many people will aspire and take that for Halloween, their Halloween costumes. But
yeah, and
dope movie.
And for a time period, 1970, like you mentioned, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy's, the Jeffrey Dahmers, all this movie kind of plays into that. So I think it does an amazing job of capturing that time period and what it's like. So
facts. I think also I remember people said I know where I get off. They didn't want Jason or Freddy to be Nightmare on Elm Street or the Friday franchise to be a part of Blumhouse because they already have all the other ones. They don't have all of them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I don't want them to have every franchise, but low key they did get they did get those franchises over at Blumhouse. Blumhouse. I would be hyped up because I know they're going to do some good quality. I'm excited for that new Exorcism movie they're going to do. I'm excited because I know they're putting like $400-500 million in the budget. That's going to be a great movie, I think. They're going to really do something special with that. So,
for sure.
Shout out to Blumhouse. Shout out Jason Blum, man. And we'll be back with another one next time, guys. Can't wait.
All right, Javante. Blumhouse ain't hiring you, my guy.
I'm trying to get like that Marvel. I'm trying to get like how did Kevin Feige? Oh, Jason Blum got hooked me up. Uncle Jason. Uncle Jay.
But what did you guys think of the Black Phone? Be sure to let us know down below in the comments section your thoughts on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little spoiler review where we talked
Sorry we're a little late, guys.
We were. There's still a lot of movies I gotta catch up on. I know there's Elvis, Lightyear.
I seen Lightyear. Lightyear was cool.
Yeah, I still gotta watch it, so we'll probably do a review on that in a couple of days. If you guys want to watch it. If not, it's fine because I know it's outdated. Regardless, we will be on time when it comes to that Thor: Love and
Thunder. Of course, Marvel. We gotta be on time.
Yeah, we gotta be on time on that. We plan on seeing that tomorrow. So
I don't Kev got us free tickets, so we gonna be in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we might have the review on that either Friday or Saturday.
Sure, I say we do it Friday.
Yeah,
let's get out to the people Friday.
Well, yeah, the Friday is my intended target date. If not Friday, then Saturday.
If not, guys, you'll get it Saturday.
You know how shit is. Shit happens.
Yeah. Like life.
But again, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante.
And this is Dre and Jay.
Take care, guys. Hey, y'all, stay away. Watch out from the grabber.
Deuces.